tried to call my gran the other day and I said to her, Gran, don't believe everything you hear. Apparently there's a 95% increase in phishing activity and something about projected 10 million or trillion in losses by 2025. Any thoughts on AI scams?
Look, AI is brilliant for for speeding up work. And while it speeds up legitimate work, it also speeds up illegitimate work. So it makes it that much easier for somebody to create a better script, a more powerful script in order to get people to invest in dodgy items. It allows people to decide what they're going to write in a romance scam. If I type into chat, what's the best way of getting somebody to really like me? It will give me a whole host of ideas on what I can do, and it will give me prompts that I can actually use in order to do that. You've just brought up fake identities and synthetic identities.
I knew you'd
Now,
like this one, Dave.
I mean, this is absolutely it's just a way of convincing people. So what you've got here is you've got Brad Pitt's face, which has been attached to a body of somebody in hospital. And this person has talked to, and by doing this, and perhaps even creating a video, because deepfake videos are very easy to produce these days. He sent her a few messages saying that he's Brad and he's sitting in hospital and he's noticed her profile online or wherever it happens to be, and he can't believe it, but he's fallen massively in love with her. And he'd really appreciate it if she came back and just chatted to him because he's dying of some undisclosed disease in the hospital, and you can see how sad he's looking in some of these photos.
Very sad.
Of him in hospital. And what happens is that he comes up with, well, I can't reach the money. Sorry, Indy.
Don't you worry.
So he'll get back to them and say, dreadfully sorry, I can't talk to you right now. I can't get access to my funds right now. I just need you to loan me $10,000.
Can you imagine Brad Pitt asking to lend money? That looks like almost $1 million.
Well, of course it happens because he's sitting in hospital. How's he going to get to his funds?
So his assistant.
And this is the kind of thing that happens, and people will fall for it. And once they've paid the first amount across, then it becomes easier and easier to say, well, gee, thanks so much for paying for that. You've got to have this off now, and it's going to cost $200,000. If I don't, I'm going to die. I really don't know what's happening, but I haven't been able to get to the bank, and I haven't been able to sort out what's going on, and I really just need your help in sorting it out. And with that, that's Brad Pitt who loves me. And so with Brad Pitt loving me, she gives another 200,000, and so the amounts go up until at some point in time, so the person who's been scammed wakes up, and then we have what they call the secondary scam that starts. And the secondary scam is where a person who knows the case, because it's a scammer, will get hold of the lady she's been scammed and say, gee, I'm really sorry for you. It's so hard that you've been caught up in the scam. We're able to trace and recover all of the money and all of the Bitcoin that you've paid across. And we've got some brilliant reviews online. And we honestly think that we can get your money back for you. And it's only going to cost you $100,000 to get $750,000 or $800,000 back. And so you look at it and you go, wow, there are some good people out there, aren't they? And so you pay the $100,000 across for them to do all of this work to get your money back. And guess what? The money
too good to be true. Absolutely nothing. So, I mean, talking about that, Dave, I know this is your favorite.
Sorry, we just aren't quite finished with that one yet.
I want to go back. Oh, okay.
What then happens is that they do a rinse and repeat cycle. So you're now known as somebody who's going to pay money. So your information is then sold as a good prospect.
Oh, no.
And so the next second you will get another person getting in touch with you online, making you fall in love with them, asking you for money. You'll give them money. And again, you'll lose your money. And again, somebody will phone you to say we can get it back. And so this ring just continues to go round and round and round.
Well, what
And
are you
it's
supposed
got
to
a
do
bit,
in this situation?
well, it's easy to say. I mean, the first thing is don't give money out when somebody
Mm.
asks, but that's easy. If you talk, I've talked to numerous people who've been in this situation, and they live. They're not thinking clearly. The sob story is such that, well, he'd die if it wasn't for me. Or, my poor boyfriend was robbed in between Joburg International Airport and the hotel, and I've got a newspaper article which shows that he was. So, Dave, it's not a lie. They're telling me the truth. I mean, with somebody like this to fall for 850,000, I'm pretty sure that they put in I did a fake document together saying this is what the procedures that Brad Pitt has to undergo, and this is what the costs are. And he would have sent that off with a full medical diagnosis.
Just
Why?
seems a bit
Because
crazy.
it's a convincer. It's what makes you. And we all say it's crazy, but you've lent your husband money
Mm. So,
without even thinking twice about it. You've gone out and if your hubby was to say, hey, listen, really need to get 20,000 out of our mortgage because you've got to do this urgent, you might say, hey, are you sure? And you might want to discuss it. But at the end of the day, you love him, so you're going to trust him to a certain extent. And this is what the scamsters or the fraudsters are like. So now you can move on.
so before we move on, I mean, I think that the fake synthetic identities must have been pretty good if it was video and pictures for her to believe that it truly was him.
So if you have a look at video fraud or deepfake fraud, it has improved dramatically over the last 5 years. Uh, 20 years ago when I was, 30 years ago when I started in this profession, when we wanted to look at a doctored photo, we went down and we started having a look at pixels and where the pixels matched and didn't match because you could work out whether a document was fake by that. By account of the 2020s, your chances of picking up an image which had been altered was a lot harder because the entire image is regenerated, not just a part chopped out and another part stuck over the top. So now all of a sudden you can't look at things like pixel definition and half pixels and cut-off pixels where something's been stitched on because it's not stitched that way anymore. It's now stitched by a computer and the entire image is regenerated. And we used to say, well, that's great because you can do one picture and, it makes our job a lot more difficult figuring out whether it's a fraud or not. But at least we're good with video because you can't alter video that easy. And then you go back and you think, well, actually you can because in 1956 or somewhere around there, we had Dick Van Dyke and Julia Andrews and Mary Poppins, and they were basically altering images by putting in fake characters into a movie. And so we'd learned how to change things back then without the aid of computers. Now, all of a sudden, we've got these beautiful things called computers, and we've got a deepfake generator, and we can generate a photo which is so realistic onto a person, will have all the expressions. You could regenerate me just by having 5 or 6 shots of my face, and you'd be able to generate with my sound, my looks, the expressions that I have. You can get all of that into a program. It is very, very, very scary.